Hi everyone, welcome back to Healing with Diane. Today's message is one that hits deep because it's about that moment when the narcissist finally realizes they no longer have control over you. That moment when your silence speaks louder than every argument they ever started, and your peace becomes the loudest revenge. When you start healing, the narcissist feels it, not because they care about you, but because your energy changes. You stop reacting to the chaos they create. You stop defending yourself for things you never did. You stop trying to prove your worth to someone who was committed to misunderstanding you. And that's the exact moment they start to panic, because your healing means they're losing the version of you that fed their ego, the version that cried, explained, and begged to be seen. I remember when this happened to me. For years, I was walking on eggshells, never sure which version of them I'd meet that day. One moment, I was their everything. The next, I was their enemy. I blamed myself for their moods, their outbursts, their distance. I thought if I just loved harder, if I just became calmer, maybe things would change. But it never did, because it was never about me. It was about control. And the day I realized that was the day I stopped explaining myself. No goodbye speech, no emotional closure. I just detached quietly. At first, they'll act unbothered, like your absence means nothing. They might even post things online pretending they've moved on faster than you. But behind that mask, there's confusion, because they can feel the energy shift. You're no longer emotionally feeding them. And that's something they can't handle. The texts get colder, the calls stop. But every now and then, you'll notice them watching your story, checking if you're still broken. Because deep down, they want to know, did you survive without me? But here's the truth: you didn't just survive. You rebuilt. You learned to love your quiet mornings again. You learn to look in the mirror and see someone strong, someone who made it out of emotional warfare and still has a gentle heart. And that strength, it scares them, because nothing threatens a narcissist more than your peace. They can't manipulate calm. They can't guilt trip confidence. They can't control someone who no longer reacts. And that's exactly who you've become, someone who no longer dances to their chaos. So if you're wondering whether they see your healing, yes, they do. They see it in your smile. They see it in your calm. They see it in the way you no longer need them to validate who you are. But here's the best part: you're not doing it to prove anything. You're doing it because you finally understand that healing isn't revenge. It's freedom. And freedom looks good on you. So keep going. Keep shining. Because the same peace that makes them uncomfortable is the same peace that's bringing you back home to yourself. If this message spoke to your heart, subscribe, not just for healing content, but for reminders that you are becoming everything they said you'd never be. This is Healing with Diane, and your peace is your power.